Imagine holding the power of a god in your hands. A single stroke of a pen can eliminate anyone in the world. What would you do? Would you create a utopia or drown in your own arrogance? Light Yagami was given this choice, and his journey is one of brilliance, power, and ultimate downfall. But behind his tragic fate lies a treasure trove of lessons that can reshape how we view intelligence, power, and the consequences of our own ambitions. Stay until the end, because what you'll learn from Light's story might just change the way you think forever. Lesson 1. Intelligence is a double-edged sword. Light Yagami was a prodigy, a mastermind capable of outwitting the greatest detective the world had ever seen. But intelligence alone didn't save him. It destroyed him. His arrogance, fueled by his own intellect, made him blind to his flaws. He believed he could predict everything, control everything, but in the end he overlooked one thing: himself. True intelligence is not just about outthinking others, it's about knowing your own limits. If you're smart, don't let it make you reckless. If you're skilled, don't let it make you blind, because sometimes your greatest enemy is your own mind. Lesson 2. Power corrupts absolutely. Light started with a vision, a world free of crime where he would reign as the god of justice. But the moment he wrote the first name in the death note, he wasn't just killing criminals. He was feeding his own hunger for control. The more power he gained, the more ruthless he became. Power is seductive. It makes you believe you're invincible. But history shows us that those who seek absolute power always fall. The lesson? If you ever find yourself rising in power, never forget, power should be a tool, not your identity. The moment you believe you're untouchable is the moment you set yourself up for downfall. Power is a drug. Once you taste it, you either control it or it consumes you whole. Lesson 3. Planning and strategy can outsmart strength. Think about this. Light Yagami never lifted a weapon, never fought with his fists. Yet he manipulated the entire world, played a game of psychological warfare, and brought even the most brilliant minds to their knees. His true weapon wasn't the death note, it was his mind. Planning, strategy, and the ability to think 10 steps ahead are what separate the strong from the truly powerful. The world doesn't belong to the strongest. It belongs to those who know how to control the game. Strength is visible, but true power is hidden in the shadows of the mind. Lesson 4. The importance of emotional control. Light was cold, calculated, ruthless. But as time went on, his emotions started cracking through that perfect facade. He became desperate, made reckless mistakes, and let his ego lead him instead of his logic. And in the end, that's what got him caught. The moment you let emotions cloud your judgment, you hand your enemy the victory. Control your emotions, or they will control you. Emotional control is what separates a ruler from the ruled. The best leaders, strategists, and manipulators understand that emotions are tools, not weaknesses. Light's mistake was that he let his growing paranoia and desperation override his meticulous nature. Instead of staying composed, he reacted, and every reaction exposed another weakness. If you want to command power, learn to remain unreadable. Stay composed in chaos, because the moment your emotions take the wheel, you've already lost the game. The man who masters his emotions masters the battlefield. Lose control, and you've already lost. Lesson 5. Beware of overconfidence. When Light defeated L, he thought the game was over. He believed no one could challenge him anymore. But overconfidence is the slowest form of self-destruction. The moment you underestimate your opponent, you give them the opening they need to strike. No matter how smart, strong, or successful you are, there's always someone out there watching, waiting for you to slip. Stay sharp, stay humble, because arrogance is the deadliest enemy you'll ever face. But the real danger of overconfidence isn't just external, it's internal. Light convinced himself that he was untouchable, that he had already won. He stopped refining his tactics, stopped questioning his own decisions. The moment you believe you've reached the peak is the moment you start your descent. If you want to stay on top, never stop sharpening your mind. Never assume you've won. The best in the world don't just win once. They win over and over again because they never get comfortable. Confidence wins wars, but overconfidence digs graves. Lesson 6. Justice is subjective. Was Light Yagami right or wrong? Was he a hero or a villain? The world isn't black and white, and Light's story forces us to question the nature of justice itself. What if he had succeeded? What if the world truly became a utopia under his rule? Or would it have simply become a dictatorship masked as justice? The truth is, everyone believes they are the hero of their own story. But the real question is, who decides what justice truly is? Justice has always been a matter of perspective. To Light, his actions were justified. He saw himself as the savior of humanity, cleansing the world of evil. To El and Near, he was nothing more than a mass murderer. This is the paradox of power. Those in control define justice. The lesson here is simple. Before you fight for a cause, understand that morality is fluid. History is written by the victors, and justice is merely a narrative shaped by those who hold power. Justice is nothing more than a perspective. Whoever holds the power decides what's right. Lesson 7. True power lies in secrecy. Light was at his strongest when no one knew he was Kira. The moment his identity started to unravel, his control over the world crumbled. Power is not about being seen, it's about being felt. The most powerful figures in history are not the ones in the spotlight. They are the ones controlling everything from behind the scenes. If you want real power, don't seek attention. Seek control. Look at the world's most influential people. They don't make loud declarations. They don't boast about their power. Instead, they pull the strings from the shadows, moving unseen yet shaping everything. Light lost because he became too visible, too reckless. If you ever seek influence, learn from his mistake. The greatest power is invisible power, the kind no one sees coming. A true king never reveals his throne. Real power is felt, not seen. Light Yagami's story is one of brilliance and downfall, of power and its consequences. But the most terrifying part? Many of us are not so different from him. We all desire control in some way. We all justify our actions, believing we are doing what's right. The question is, how far would you go? Would you end up like Light, or would you learn from his mistakes? If this video made you think, subscribe for more insights and embrace the shadows. Because in the world of strategy, intelligence, and power, false genius is always watching.